Oh yeah, baby dolls, welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news. Bitcoin still around $57,000. We have it right here. This is the weekly candle chart. I'm seeing a lot of people bearish, of course. I mean, like whenever there's a red monthly candle, you don't even need to know, friends. You change to a monthly. Oh, here we go. 2 red months in a row. People are really turbo bearish. You want to know what's interesting? Okay, what's interesting, friends, is in the previous cycle, okay, we only had this 3 red months in a row because we went up so much. All right. We only had 3 red months in a row. Everything else, we only had 2 red months in a row. And then even before that, in the Mt. Gox Ponzi cycle, the most we ever had was 2 red months in a row. And we can even go further than that. And even before that, the 2012 cycle, 1 red month in a row. So, I mean, like, I know it sounds funny, right? Like, hey, are you really going to count the color of the month? Yeah, I am. Yeah. Why? Because you think it's stupid. And if you think it's stupid, I think it's worth looking at. All right, so here we are right now. Also, remember, I've got the weekly chart as well. The weekly super trend, it is still here. If we flip red, so if we close below 52,000, yeah, there's going to be some ramifications for that. Like, we've basically extended everything like another 6 to 9 months. All right, that's if we get there. But, like, we've got to show you once again, friends, look how many close calls there were back in 2016. Look at this. You had, look at these close calls, man. Close call 1, close call 2, close call 3 and 4, okay? Close call 5. You see that? That's crazy. And by the way, check this out. Close call 6, but you both say, wait a minute, this was the top. No. But then alt season happened in January here. All right, the big alt season. The enormous move happened after this top. So this was the 6th one, and then altcoins bursted up. So 6 moments. Crazy, right? Crazy. And if you sold before that, you miss out everything, right? No one retired before that, period. So that's what we're looking at right now. Okay, I've got some juicy information for you. I've got some very juicy information. We're going to play some nice pump music. Saying, look, I get it, friends. I get it. Okay, just a friendly reminder as well. I've got to remind everyone. Friends, I love every single one of you. I'm telling you right now, I am not your psychologist. I'm not your psychotherapist. Anybody who wants to come and complain and do that, bro, we're just gonna get the mute straight away, ignore, hide from the channel. Just any moment you take from me to waste time being a psychologist because you're a little bitch, you can't watch my videos properly. Any time wasted, you're taken from everybody else. I want everyone to know that. All right. So I can't even have my brain, friends. I literally don't even have enough time to wipe my ass properly. Do you understand? There's just dingleberries everywhere. So time you take away from the people, it's critical and it's crucial. Because, I don't even want to take the chance that, I'm like, well, screw it. Then watch the first 18,000 explanations. What makes you think they're going to watch the next ones? But I get it. People they lose the plot, friends. So we'll go on to the news. Also, in a general sense, you're wondering like, what is happening? Well, friends, Bitcoin halvening year, which is 2024, it is a warm-up alt season year. The goal of the Bitcoin halvening year is not to retire you. It doesn't retire anybody. The goal is to show you crypto can go up again, which is exactly what it did in 2016, which is exactly what it did in 2020. It showed everybody we can go up again. We're not dead. We're out of the bear market. And that's exactly what we saw today, okay? Now, we are in that moment where the dopamine, you're on a come down. Now, you've literally either some hardcore drugs just entered your body, literally the dopamine, okay? And it's gone for a long amount of time. And now you're having these withdrawals. And some people just lose their minds. They go schizo, they do violent attacks, they go blaming everyone else. And it is what it is. But, these people can't be helped. The only way to help them is literally to give them dopamine again, which you can't do. So that's why I don't bother speaking to them. I don't bother replying to them. You literally can't do anything, friends. Like, for example, imagine a junkie just comes up to you. Okay, they need another hit. They've been smoking meth for like 14 days straight. They need another hit. Okay, what are you possibly going to tell them that comes out of your mouth that can give them dopamine? Okay, you can't give them dopamine unless, do you have access to copious amounts of drugs, which is actually liquidity injection and money to the market? No, you don't? Okay, so you just tell them, okay, sweet, wait it out, move. All right, now, let's move to the crux of the information here. I'm going to show you something right here. So, friends, we've got all bullish news, by the way. So, the CFTC chairman says the Illinois court has ruled Bitcoin and Ethereum are commodities. So, very interesting. We're seeing the CFTC chairman. Remember, there's the corrupt SEC. They're evil, okay? And then you have the CFTC. They're also government bug overlords, okay? But they're just on the other side, okay? They're obviously not as corrupt, but it's still the government, man. So, he said 75% of crypto are non-securities. So what what our game theory is, friends, that we hope the CFTC, they want to make money, okay? They want to expand their funding too. So they would like to call crypto a new field, because then they get the funding to go and regulate us semi like a commodity because they're used to it. Whereas the corrupt SEC want to regulate us like stocks, where you hold personal people responsible and you try to control everything, right? And that's because JP Mosquito, Goldman Slugs, all the bug overlords, they're basically the fourth puppet wing arm of the US Fed, all right? So that's why we're hoping that the CFTC continues this plight where they just keep calling us, hey, you're more like a commodity. We've got to make a whole new regulation thing for you. And that'll push the whole industry forward, okay? And it does, it's very, very bullish for everyone, but like really you get to see that it doesn't really matter, friends, because look, the good news is coming out now, but we've had 2 red monthly candles. So clearly you don't care. No one really cares because you just want the price action to go up, okay? So it doesn't really matter. Just all these news events are going to keep coming out, and we're going to look for these big extreme moments where maybe it means that a cycle's going to turn like for good for the long run. I also want to play some Habibi Albi music, friends, because it's funny, as soon as people just hit this point, it's a period of time where price action goes down, and I start seeing the same typical comments come again. So for example, like I saw someone literally in the Telegram saying like, hey bro, do you ever draw candles like lines going down on the chart? But I know really what he meant. Probably like he's trying to have a stab at me, and I'm like, obviously friends, I get these comments all the time, and half the time I don't respond, but half the time, even my Telegram channel, you know, he took the effort here. I've got to remind you, man, from day one, 2022, the bottom of the bear market, even before the bottom, the goal has been to make it to the year after the Bitcoin halvening, which is 2025. Yes, so since 2022, so if we go back, we check the chart here, which is what it is right now, okay, before you could see anything, okay, when literally everybody was saying crypto is literally going to freaking zero and never coming back. This is what the chart looked like, okay? Your friend Sommi here says 2022. I am talking about this year. This year. I'm speaking about this year, okay? And everything before that year, we're hoping it prices it in easier, but according to the 4-year cycle, they never did. But we did not know that back in time. If you could go back in time, you would tell yourself, oh, don't worry, the altcoins aren't going to price up with Bitcoin and stuff. You don't know that, man. You have no idea. Imagine the life-changing, life-costing opportunity you would have missed out on if the market was already like 5x higher than it is today. Who knows? Maybe next cycle it is. Maybe people are way too bearish, okay? So you can't. I don't want to take that risk. No one wants to take that risk. So you stick to the strategy, and the strategy is the same, which is pretty much just buy and bear market, you wait, okay? I always tell people, watch the calendar, not the price, okay? Yeah, I know we're right here around Bitcoin halving. I know we're so close, but man, once again, thousands of times we've gone through it, man. There's always like a post Bitcoin halvening crash-ish. Something screws up. I know, man, it doesn't feel good, but like, man, we've seen them. We've seen it time and time and time again now. No one retires in the Bitcoin halvening year. And if we just want to have a quick look at the Ethereum price as well, ETH BTC is still 0.053. But of course, really, all we have to do is once again watch that others BTC chart. Man, friends, we're going to just check it every single day. Here we go. We're holding up. Here you go. Red, green, red, green. This is the others BTC ratio. Hopefully, we just stick around here, and then finally, we're good to go. Just take some time to weed everyone out. I know a lot of people bearish, man. It depends. Do you remember the fake World War 3 FUD, man? You remember the fake World War 3 FUD, friends? I forgot when it was. Was it around here? Okay. The fake World War 3 FUD. Remember, I was laughing because I told you it was spooky. Literally, 24 hours before the fake World War 3 came out, I released a video and I said, hey, the first event they're going to throw at us is going to be a joke. The cycle is not over when they throw this first event at us. And then it was a fake World War 3 FUD. I'm like, oh, really? This was a wheezy walk in the park, okay? Now, we go a bit further down, okay, down the line. Now, see, the first one, I literally gave a 1% chance, okay? I couldn't even compute it in my brain. Now, I'm feeling, this is like a 5% chance of the cycle being over, all right? So that's where we are right now, okay? 5% chance. Later on, friends, the next one, okay, the FUD event that might appear here, it might be like a 20% chance it's over. All right, it's going to feel intense because it's going to be from much higher price point, okay? It's going to feel really intense. I'll have more followers and subscribers, and I'll have to be muting them and like just, I don't like blocking people, friends. But if I block you, I'll probably have to tell you, sorry, but I just can't. I just, like, you literally need to fix yourself out, okay? But yeah, that comes, okay? And you're going to have to hold through it. you're going to have to hold through. It gets more and more intense each step of the way. But when the final one comes, people are wondering, like, how do you know at the end? Well, firstly, you never know. There are odds, there are probabilities. You don't know. No one knows. Okay, I'll never claim to know. But you just feel it, man. You just feel it. Like, if everybody was so turbo depressed at the bottom, we're going to see probably some extreme weird stuff at that very, very top. Davey Soy Hoffman crying at the bottom. I wonder what's going to happen at the top. We'll see. Now, friends, I have to make a full video on this, by the way, probably. Sommi's government exit pump prophecy. A bipartisan group of senators have planned to announce a deal to ban Congress from trading stocks. So, if you've been following me for years, like 2 years ago, okay, so actually, I've got to show you the actual post here, just so you know, friends. Look, years ago, the US Fed in 2021, they banned themselves from owning stocks at the very top. All right, at the literal exact top, okay? The literal exact top, they banned themselves up there, all right? And I just want to show you how obviously manipulated and BS it pretty much is. You can actually see it if you go have a look at the stock market chart. Look at this. So the US Fed, friends, after all this time, this was the GFC down here, they were turbo long stocks the whole way. And then right up here, they banned themselves. Right up there, US Fed. And then we crashed. Crypto crashed 70%, everything crashed. Now, that's only half of the government, okay? Now, it was very suspicious. They literally banned themselves, by the way, in the final 2 months. The final 2 months, okay? So, then, mysteriously, they started talking about a bill in the bear market to ban Congress from owning stocks. So, the government politicians now. And so, I have this prophecy where I believed that this... I could just imagine this plays out, right? It doesn't have to, friends. We're just trying to draw squiggly lines in our mind where now in the next cycle, US Congress bans themselves from stocks. So they ban themselves from stocks and it's called an exit pump. Okay, so I actually have it written here just to show you, right? Look at this. This is from a long time ago. Only a true friend will tell you this. Insiders pump up assets before they step out. Exit pump. US Fed banned themselves from stock trading at the top in 2021 bull, and then it crashed to hell. Not a coincidence. Or are you just gullible and naive? So you're probably wondering, what's the theory behind this, friends? Well, you know, the data actually supports this. So the theory is, okay, stocks and inflation can get it pretty much out of hand. However, the stock market, friends, the average return of stocks is about 8% per year. However, since the GFC, it's been like 11%, 11 to 12% per year. So it's been running above the average. So to get back into the 8, what like a spooky coincidence that for it to say, if you're an 8 and your number's been 12 for like a decade, well, maybe it has to go like 5 for the next decade. So 5% is still growth. However, to get that 5 average, that means there's going to be a bit more hiccups along the way. Okay, there's a bit more cracks in the stock market. And we don't know when it is, friends. So we're not trying to time it. But something where it does something like this, okay? Pretty much a big fat range, okay? And this is what it did here. So the stock market goes up only, and then it does the big fat range. And actually before that as well, I had this period where it went up only, and then it starts doing this like big fat range. It's very, very disgusting range. This lasts like 15 years. 15 years, okay? You can see that, all right? Now, that's why my, I guess, guessing is if Congress and the US Fed, now they're out of stocks. Because what they do is they can't just go out and sell and tell everyone, oh, by the way, stocks are going to go crap for the next 5 to 10 years. They don't do that. Remember, governments are very, very long-term mindset thinking. Very long-term, friends. They plan stuff 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ahead. So it's almost like they're all getting together. They can see the writing on the wall. And they're like, oh, we won't be able to pump up stocks the same way we have for the past whatever years, okay? So we're going to have to do some sort of, it's going to be a policy shift. And what would that policy shift? Well, I'm just guessing it's going to be more towards US dollar dominance again. Because US dollar dominance has been dropping, they might start some more wars. That whatever it is they end up doing, okay? And whatever the policy is, it's to basically get US control over the world again in whatever the way they do. So if that all plans out, what do we have to do? We don't have to worry. It's just like, it's something to look out for. It's one of my epic big top signals that might play out during our crypto bull market. So if they timed it with the stocks and the crypto, so I wonder if it's going to happen again. That's pretty much what it comes down to. And yeah, they are making progress on that. I remember our friends have been tracking it every single time they release this, when it slowly gets introduced and they start talking about it, and then AOC does, and here you have Nancy Pelosi tracker. It's official. For the first time ever, a group of senators have announced a deal to ban Congress members from trading stocks. The legislation is scheduled to be discussed on July 24th. So as you can see, we're moving closer and closer to our time. Remember, friends, this is since 2022, okay? 2022, like every 6 months. Oh, we're going to talk about it. We're going to do it. And we move a bit closer and closer and closer. Man, what a crazy, spooky coincidence it would be if this happens at the top. Man, that would be absolutely insane. But it's one of my X factor top signals, friends. So it's not like just walk away if this happens. But yeah, if you see this is my top signal list. We have the Bitcoin ETF, tick. Ethereum ETF, tick. Andrew Tate launches a coin, tick. Okay, now here are the next ones. US Congress self-bans from stocks. Okay, so it's one of the epic ones. You also have Ty Lopez returning, Jim Cramer bullish, Coinbase #1 app store ranking, a meme coin hits 100 billion. As you can see, friends, so we're still only 3 out of 5 way. We're not there yet, but it's just something to keep your eyes out on, okay? So we don't care about this short-term trading stuff. I'm not trying to sign anybody up to anything. I don't care. All right, I'm just helping us understand where we are and to see if these things can like spookily match up. I also have some bullish news, friends. We'll play some cranky G music because we need to actually get back on our feet. You know, 2 red monthly candles. 2 red monthly candles. All right, so we have Goldman Slugs. They manage $1.64 trillion, okay? And they've actually did an official announcement. They plan to launch 3 tokenization projects this year. So that's actually crazy, right? So what does that mean? But it probably means they get some assets, maybe some treasury bills. It probably people are going to think real estate, probably not. Some treasury bills or something like really, really basic. And they're going to try to put on the blockchain, right? Just tokenize them, okay? So this is the world starting to onboard onto crypto. It's probably, friends, this is the type of stuff that's going to get our total crypto industry up to like, 12 trillion market cap. But just there's a problem with that 12 trillion market cap number. Right now, it's 2 trillion, okay? Right now, you can look at it in the total 3, and I can show you it. Here is the total index, right? Total. So here we're 2 trillion. We're hoping we get to 12 trillion up here, okay? That's what we hope to do. Now, the issue, though, is you don't know what coins make up that index. So I'll just use another example. Hex. Hex used to be worth, so if you go back in time, Hex used to be worth 45 billion market cap here. Now it's only 450 million. It's down 99%. So where did that 45 billion go? Well, it's gone into meme coins. It's gone into AI coins. It's gone dispersed elsewhere. So just giving you an example of you can be in the next cycle and there's a shift in where the value is and stuff. So that's why we could get to 12 trillion. It doesn't mean like every coin goes up heaps because they can mint a new project and it adds to the market cap. So for example, if Goldman Slugs, let's say they actually put it on Ethereum, let's say they mint a $100 billion treasury bill bond, $100 billion off it, and they put it on the chain. That adds to crypto's market cap, but you can't do anything with it. It's just literally $100 billion worth of USDC equivalent just sitting there, and it can't get traded in anyway. It just sits there. So it's just a theoretical number. It's added like on the CoinGecko list. So you're like, oh wow, we grew the industry, but did you really? You know what I mean? So that just helping you paint a picture of what it really looks like. And that's why ultimately at the end of the day, when the big euphoria comes, you got to be considering like trimming out profits like that because you're protecting against yourself not being able to pick the product market fit of that next following cycle, okay? Okay, as well. So friends, after seeing all of this, there is bullish news. So I have the Global Liquidity Index, and you can actually type this into TradingView. It's an indicator. So it's not a chart. You got to actually the indicator. You type in Global Liquidity Index. So you actually got to select the settings and tick all of them. You actually see it's this line, okay? You can actually see that line here. And the Global Liquidity Index pretty much just adds up all like the currency units of everyone in the world. So you can see everybody printing together. You can actually see it on this chart. And what I'm going to do is just go back to the Bitcoin price chart. So this is on a 2-hour chart, but remember it updates by the day. So if you really want, you change to a daily, and then you can actually see that index out here. So look what happens here, friends. Look at this. So this is crazy, right? You get to see, look what happened when, all right, this was after zombie virus. You see that? They printed a truckload. Look at this. Global Liquidity crushed, and then everyone just starts printing. Bang, 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 bang. But look how, because crypto was so unknown, look how far it rallied before, okay? This is the Global Liquidity, right, in the world. I think it's 122 trillion or something, okay? I don't know what the unit is. Look how far it rallied, but it still took time to seep into the crypto buckets. You see that? So that's wonderful. We can see this. So this going up, friends, remember, okay, there's different parts of that. So when Global Liquidity goes up, first it has to cover the damage. So it has to recover deflationary damage. So it could be, you know, like people's debts played, like companies are gone, taking a hit. There's debt being repaid off. That's deflationary. Okay, so first it has to cover that. Then as they keep printing money, right, people get their jobs back, more things come back to life, people are spending money. But eventually, remember, it's doing cycles around the world pretty much. Imagine that. And then basically, a couple of these droplets of water, they land in the crypto bucket. Okay, but they also, before that, okay, they're landing in the stock bucket, they're landing in tech bucket, they're landing in all these buckets around the world. And then eventually, right, we're getting the crypto bucket. So after stocks are filled up, the mid cap, the big cap, the small cap, all of these, and real estate and everything else, finally the crypto bucket just goes bang, right? We just hit an inflection point. Okay, so that's it. It's hype. It's crazy because of the timing, right? At some periods of the time, crypto is just so dead it doesn't react to anything. Okay, but at other certain periods of time when we're going parabolic and the crowd is rushing in, we are hypersensitive to that. So that's what we're counting on happening again. Now, obviously, we might not just see it like this, friends. We might not see a giant, colossal round of printing it because remember, that was zombie virus, right? But if you want to see this global liquidity index from the past, see what I mean? Look, it's been doing this forever. This is crazy, right? It's been doing this forever. What I might do is put on a log chart just so you can see. Okay, look at this as well. So when you look on a log chart, you can just look to see the magic that of all this happening. See, they're printing the currency. Okay, so as you can see, this one broke a new high from here. I'm looking at the yellow line, but Bitcoin was still working its way through. So Bitcoin, if you go back to the Bitcoin halvening year back then, this is what it looked like, right? So this thing starts breaking the high up. We go up. This is actually the Bitcoin halvening. This is right here, this little chart here. I'll zoom in for you. That's the Bitcoin halvening. And look, it just starts trickling its way up, moving alongside the yellow line as well. As you get to see, we start just moving up. So it's not a one-for-one thing, but it's just showing you, oh wow, they do keep printing over and over and over again. They really do keep printing. So that's where we are today, friends. That's what it looks like right now. And that's why, remember, inflation is pretty high around the world. So that's why they have not done this round of this like mega stimulus stuff for a while. Okay, but you can see back in 2022 they had to send it the other way. So as you can see, these friends, this is pretty much what we've been waiting for. And when this thing just starts ticking up, right, we're gonna see like it makes it to the news and stuff here and there, but ultimately it still comes down to that timing. Okay, so even though we see all these charts, correlations, and all these whatever, yeah, you don't have to mid curve it. It just literally goes like, I'm not joking, right? Okay, let's look at the others BTC. Okay, we are due. Right? Because remember, friends, I've got to remind you again that others BTC, the magic in it was that even our cycle was the exact same amount of days as the previous cycle. Okay, so we flipped green on altcoins, right, for 294 days. And in the last cycle, when they flipped green, it was exactly, here you go, 280 days. And then before that, it was the same thing once again. So that's the beauty and the magic of it. It flipped green. And then before you flip red, there you go, 287 days. So 3 out of 3 times, it's around the same time you've gone up. So that's why if you match up how much time on average it takes to basically recover, it gives us somewhere mid-August. Somewhere mid-August, friendship appears. You might have some mysteriously timed news events. I don't know, CFTC and Donald Trump resurging, and they make more promises to crypto. I don't know. Something comes out. Maybe the US Fed does. I don't know what it is. Okay, I don't know what it's going to be, but something comes out. So don't worry about trying to time those news events. Your job isn't to do that. It's just basically to look at the whole macro cycle, play the whole cycle as an investor. So it really is important, right? You got to see the global liquidity index, friends. That's pretty much what we're looking at right now. And yeah, I explained it here as well. So this was that critical point. You just get to see it starts rocketing up. I don't know when we're going to see that again, okay, because that was extreme period of time. But that's ultimately what it comes down to, okay, looking at all of these. And, you know, friends, to remind you again, right, I'm going to read in here. Bitcoin halvening year is a warm-up alt season. Everyone agrees to this in the year before it. But when it arrives, the dopamine come-down is so aggressive that it makes people lose their minds. Don't sell your bag. So just friendly reminder. I know, man, it's kind of like, wow, 2 red monthly candles. Everyone's like throwing out everything already. Like that's like, I hate to be that guy, but I have to show you, man. Like, you want to throw out everything we've gone through because of 2 red monthly candles, man. You know what I mean? But obviously, friends, tongue in cheek. I know what the problem is. The problem is though, the volatility of the altcoins. We know that's a real problem because you're looking at all these other stuff. Like we recently saw, for example, in PulseChain, and Richard Hart tickers, and pretty much just everything else as well. They're just been getting crushed back to the bottom of the range. This is a log chart as well. So as you can see, so friends, a lot of you guys, you're worried about like, oh, is it going to poke the low or whatever? Just you're trading the calendar. Trading the calendar. This price action stuff doesn't mean anything. What matters is, okay, is Ethereum above 4,000? Are we starting to get that momentum push? That's what it all comes down to. And what I'm going to do now, friends, I'm just going to show you, okay, this is probably the most important part that you just get to see, your confidence to go forward, okay? And we are just guessing, I want to remind you. I'm just going to show you some coins that, well, look what they did in the Bitcoin halvening year, and you're going to recognize them as like household names, okay? So for example, Matic, okay? This was Matic, friends. This was Matic, yeah, before the big pump. All everyone knew Matic was this, okay? And look, this is Bitcoin halvening year, okay? Literally Bitcoin halvening year. And by the way, it only started doing this because Bitcoin started going up. Bitcoin broke its all-time high. So before that, that's all it was. Total scam, comes back down. Look at this. It was down. Everyone said the team was dumping 85%. You see that? Going absolutely nowhere. You can look at many coins, friends. A lot of these coins, they had to launch, pretty much had to time their launch as well. So this is Axis, okay? Now Axis, they launched at the bottom of where we are right now. So it's like a coin launching right now. So it looks like it's up only, but it actually comes during that poopy time, okay? You remember Luna, friends? This is Luna. Look at that chart. Look at that. Bang, bang, bang. This is all we knew from Luna. This is pretty much it, okay? Luna just like launched, made a high, went down below the ICO price, down 90%. Look how low it looked. By the way, this is Bitcoin halvening, right? I'll show you Bitcoin halvening here. Right, and then we had this was DeFi season, and that's all it could do. Come back up and just come back down and do nothing. It just looked like it was totally dead. That was your chart, man. That was your chart. 31 cents, okay? And look what ends up happening next, okay? Just smack all the way up to, bang, you thought it was over. Here wasn't over at 20 bucks, friends. It still went up to 100 bucks. Now, obviously, Luna's a unicorn winner, but like, even if you don't believe in Luna that much, and it still went to 20 bucks from 30, so 30 cents. That's a 60x. You see that? I mean, I could go on and on and on as well. For example, here is Decentraland, which was, what is it, Mana? Look at this, Mana, friends. That's all everyone knew. It does this big pop, does 22x, and just freaking, it's dead. It's literally dead. Here's Zombie Virus down 72%. That's all it could do. You see that? It's just literally going nowhere. It does this move, okay? Down, see, this is the 50% move I was talking about, right? That's why, friends, when I told you, go to every coin, okay? Mark 50% from its range high, or its all-time high, and just start DCAing. Because some of them went 50%, some of them went 90%. You have no idea. You have no idea. And by the way, these were all 20 to 50 million market cap coins. So if they were something tiny, like, you know, the OG Landwolf or Dick Whipper or Pika, they're like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 million-ish. They're below 10 million market cap stuff. So if those types of coins were around that we can remember and track, they wouldn't have dropped just 50%. They would have dropped deeper, okay? That's why, but ultimately, at the end of the day, you just got to deal with this volatility. Look what ends up happening. And then we have this big smash up. But this smash up, it's scary as it's happening because you're getting nervous. But that's just Bitcoin and everything smashing the hell up. I can even show you like Doge, for example, okay? Doge, and another thing as well, right? So Doge, you know, ends up being a unicorn winner as well. But look what it does during the Bitcoin halvening year. That's it. That's all we knew from Doge, friends. This is it. Nothing. No one knew, okay, is it ever going to go up again? Look at that. You're still down. Oh my gosh, you're still down 85%. Things are moving up. Look at this, friends. Everyone thought Doge was dead because we had DeFi halvening season, which is right here. Look, all Doge could do was freaking go at 2x and then retrace the whole move. And then smack. Of course, once again, it is a unicorn winner, but I'm just showing you, right? So common theme, yeah? Pretty much everything. I mean, I remember even Solana, friends. Solana, same thing. You can look at Sol USD. Look at that, same thing as well. That's all we knew. Look at this, okay? Solana, remember, this is a 3-day chart, okay? Just to show you how painful it was as well. If we go to the daily chart, just to go in as well. And here we go, right? Sol BTC was even like getting crushed hard. That was its chart pattern, man. That was its chart pattern. Look, it dropped 77% against USD. And look, ends up just rocketing straight up. See that? So this is 2020. Okay, 2020. So that's what we're hoping. We're hoping right now where we are is somewhere around here. That's what we're hoping. We are somewhere around here. Because remember, we topped out, friends, in April. And what is it? It's been now, it's been a few months. Actually, we've topped out in March. You know, so a lot of coins. So you check this out, right? If these coins topped out in August, okay, by the time they went back and broke their high it was pretty much, that's like 5 to 6 months. So if our top for a lot of these coins, for example, PulseChain, the top was in March, okay? A lot of coins topped out around March, April. So if let's add 5 to 6 months to that March, okay? That brings us around August, September, October, around that period, which is literally starting next month. So that's why I'm telling you, get to mid-August, and it is what it is, okay? That's pretty much, we're almost there, man, just a month ago. All right, and that's breaking the high, man, for some of these coins, the early fast movers. You see? So no matter how you spin it right, I mean, like, I didn't show you one good example of anything that gave you good belief that it looked good in the Bitcoin halvening year. Didn't. They just had that first spike up. Now, here's the thing, something interesting. You might say to me, well, you might want to now never own a crypto altcoin until the Bitcoin halvening year in 2028. Yeah, that's one possible scenario, but I don't know, man. Let's wait until this one plays out. Because I think about something like that, and I think about, if we all do that, I bet we're going to get it wrong, and it's just going to go up without us, okay? That's the funny part. If it happens, you know how these things work out there. So, but it's something interesting to think about. But from a positive perspective, because it means, fans, everything has been playing out exactly the same so far. Exactly. Trust me, man. All right, friends. You don't know a more skeptical and paranoid person than me, do you? Okay, you don't know someone. All right. If there was something different, I'm here all the time, man. I'm here 18 hours a day. I'll tell you, nah, it's different. This one's different. It's totally different. No, I'm shocked. I'm like, really? Tick for tick, exactly the same? Yeah, exactly the same. Okay. Now, when I say exactly the same, please don't think that now means you get the exact same ROI, return on investment. Okay, don't think that. All right, it's more to do with the feelings and the dopamine and the timing of the pumps and the dumps and stuff. Okay, it's not to do with, okay, if this thing did 200x last time, this thing's gonna now do 200x. Okay, so that's pretty much what I'm getting at. So for example, like Matic did a 180x snap up. Okay, I'm just dividing all those numbers by 3. So I think if you're getting a $50 to $60 million coin and you end up getting that winner, yeah, you could get, instead of 180x, look for like a 50 or 60x. That's what I'm just still better than like what Bitcoin can do. What Bitcoin's going to do 2-3x from here, right? Who knows? Who knows? But we've gone through a lot, friends. Global Liquidity. It's just 2 red monthly candles. Hope everything is now put into perspective for you. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you in the next one.